Welcome back to DHN. We're talking XDC network in this video. The ITFA and fireblocks, they're going to play a very crucial role in this one. I'm going to show you what has been going on in regards to trade finance when it comes to the XDC network. Guys, I know you've seen it. It's been pretty quiet. That motivated me to do some digging. First thing I found, this right here. This is a report from the UN Trade Finance Global, the rise of digital trade facilitation, and it gave us some interesting facts. It indicates that the implementation rate of both general and digital trade facilitation measures has increased by over 6% from 2021 to 2023, and the global average is now sitting at 68.7%. Why is that important? You may be wondering. Well, this is the use case that many believe is going to bring the most value to the XDC network. One thing that stood out to me in this report, though, was that it also points out the need for greater focus on sustainable trade facilitation measures and support for vulnerable groups such as SMEs, agricultural sectors, and female traders. The most important thing to me in that statement was the SMEs, mainly because the rest of the XDC network ecosystem, that's where they like to put their attention. Example number one, Santander invest in trade finance network Comgo. Now, Comgo is not running on the XDC network, but Santander is in the XDC ecosystem. This partnership will see Santander corporate and investment banking contribute expertise in tailor-made trade and working capital solutions for Comgo's client portfolios in Europe and the Americas. Also, Santander will take advantage of Comgo's technology to improve client-to-bank communication and deploy new offerings in trade finance and commodities. Now, a moment ago, I mentioned how Santander has their hands in the XDC network ecosystem. Let's jump back over here to this main page because it's going to give us more names in the XDC ecosystem, right? The one I want to show you is the TFD. This is the Trade Finance Distribution Initiative, a consortium of the world's leading banks and non-bank financial institutions established by the ITFA for the purpose of liquefying trade finance. And if you jump over to their website and you take a look at the list of their members under Asset Manager, Santander Asset Management. There's your connection right there. But there's even more. Let's scroll down. And we can see banks listed here, Africa Finance Corporation. So we got Africa in the ecosystem, Commonwealth Bank. We actually touched on that in the video I did earlier today. That's an Australia connection. And then we have Deutsche Bank. If you haven't heard, Deutsche Bank has been making some moves in the space. Deutsche Bank seeks crypto custody license approval in Germany. The whole motivation behind this was so that Deutsche Bank could start making use of the crypto custody partners and services that they have in their roster. And as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, TFD initiative alongside the XDC network is in their roster. A couple more big names I see here: Standard Bank, Standard Charter. They've done work with many blockchains in the space. ANZ, that's another bank in Australia. Banco de Brazil, that's a big one. HSBC also. What you see here is the reach, how far this network really goes. And I love it, guys. I love it. That's why it made the #1 spot when it came to the Elite 8 this year. Something else I want to show you as we scroll down this page here. One, we're going to jump to the technology providers. This brings us TradeTech. And one thing I want you to know about TradeTech is that some of their accreditations, well, the biggest one comes from the World Economic Forum. You also see, though, they have SOC2 type registration and ISO registration as well. This isn't as far as payments go. We already know the XDC network is taking care of that. This is going to apply to other products. And if you watch my video on March 20th, you know how far reaching the ISO this transition is going to go. So that just shows the connectivity within the XDC ecosystem that's going to make it so strong once things begin to turn the other way, guys. Now, I'm gonna jump back and go over to the sponsors, because this is gonna lead us into the ICC, International Chamber of Commerce. Why do we need to go there? Because, as you can see, also listed under the associates for the ITFA is the ICC. They're a very strong character in all of this. And it brings us to my most recent discovery. ICC Trade Now. It's a suite of digital products and services dedicated to addressing the global trade finance gap, which allows SMEs to select the solution provider that is most aligned with their needs. This is going to create a liquidity pool, and it will be using the FXD stable coin running on the XDC network. TradeFinex, TradeFlow Capital, they're going to be one of the first to open up a pool that's going to allow trade finance companies to come and get funding. This is going to start moving the needle for sure in the direction of digital trade, ladies and gentlemen. And of course, this is coming from our guy, Crypto Nerd D. Always love the content. But let's look at Fathom a little bit deeper. Fathom, smarter decentralized currency, price stable coin known as FXD. Now, what I'm gonna show you is a couple things. One, the growing ecosystem, the players involved, Securrency, Propine, which is a fiat gateway and custody provider. Interesting, haven't looked into them yet. Comtech Gold, we know so much about what Comtech Gold is going to bring to the XDC network, mainly in the subject, in the focus of real world assets, which we're going to touch on in just a second. And you can also see here fireblocks. Told you they were going to be a big player in this video. You can also see the numbers coming from the DEX already, and we've had a nice little uptick in liquidity as of the end of June. And look at that, that's June 19th. What else did we get? What other announcement did we get in relation to XDC around that time? SBI VC trade. Nothing has been made public, but the numbers are not lying, ladies and gentlemen. And in volume in the last 24 hours, not a pretty picture, but when you flip it over to the week, we're up 50%. So that's very good to see. Now, I mentioned real world assets a second ago, and this is the reason why. This is Fathom's white paper, and I went straight to the section where I want you to pay attention to. New collaterals in real world assets as collateral. This means through the Fathom protocol, companies, financial institutions can incorporate real world assets such as real estate, commodities, or patents in the context of the Fathom protocol. It says real world assets may be tokenized and used in the Fathom protocol to get borrowing power to generate FXD, the stablecoin. Using real world assets as collateral can provide more security and stability to the protocol than using only digital assets. This is one of their biggest focus. So you can expect these numbers to really, they'll be changing quite dramatically over the next 6 months. I'll just put it that way, guys. And as you can see here, this integration with TradeFinex is just a sign of things to come. One more piece to add to this puzzle. I talked about it a lot. Fireblocks. And the reason why Fireblocks, I'm keeping my attention on Fireblocks, is because they've joined the Digital Pound Foundation. The Digital Pound Foundation is one of the leading bodies when it comes to digital crypto assets in the United Kingdom. The United Kingdom is also more forward thinking when it comes to stablecoin regulations, where the United States is more so, we'll look at it, we're looking at it, we've looked at it, but we still haven't made a decision. The UK is in the exact opposite. We've looked at it and we're ready to make a move. We've already made our decision. Now, what Fireblocks is mainly going to bring with them is their custody solutions, and their custody solutions have been used by some very big players, including BNY Mellon, BNP Paribas, ANZ, Tel Aviv Stock Exchange. The list goes on. BNY Mellon, though, love how many times I'm seeing that name pop up in my content. That connects us to the US market, FedNow, all of these other connections. The payments industry, what we're seeing form, it's an interconnected network. It's the simplest way I can put it. And what I've showed you in this video is simply another leg up that the XDC network has. And even though it's not being publicized, it's not being talked about, and it may not even be reflected in the price, the activity is still there. So with that, that's all I got for this one. If you found value, of course, there's a few things I need you to do for your boy. Hit that like, subscribe, ring the notification bell so that way you don't miss the next episode. And as always, have a great day. Have a prosperous day. Most importantly, if that money is digital, so is the hustle. My name is Wade. Check out this video from earlier today, and I'll see you in the next one.